Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Altcoin Buzz Trading. Today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and BNB as BNB is one of the better stocks in this market right now, in my opinion. We got BTC up right now. BTC in the past couple of days has put together a nice and tight pattern right here with a 52,613 is my new alert level for this asset. And it's looking pretty good. We do have some nice volume signatures. Volume aggregation tool could be a little bit better. Daily's pretty solid. I do think this rally is likely to continue. Um, until it doesn't. It probably will be fairly abrupt though. Our volume hasn't been amazing throughout this whole time period. So we had this hammer candle down here. To give you a little more context, we've been in this uptrend, right? Then we pulled back in a consolidation hammer candle. Since then, the volume, you can see, has been declining. So that's not a good sign. We'll at least attempt this rally at 52,613. And it looks like the market will support it based on what I'm seeing across the crypto space. There are quite a bit of mid-cap layer 1 tokens that are doing really good things. Most of them are really extended, so I can't show them to you today. But BTC is nice and tight. I think this could go for a breakout. If you want, you could put a stop loss underneath here at about 3.5%, which would give us under the whole low for the past week or so. If it breaks out, you could try to put a stop underneath somewhere across here, but I don't think we have a great stop loss opportunity quite yet. So let's wait and see how that transpires. But this move's been pretty good, and I think it's going to continue. So far, it's being loosely held up by this blue 10-day moving average. This is really its first test, though. We did have this kind of choppy situation where the moving averages were all intertwining. Then they started to diverge from one another several days later here. So let's see if it's going to respect this 10-day or take it down and wait for the 21-day to catch up to it. At the same time, I do have a market timing system called the follow-through day method that has not been triggered for us to go into an uptrend. So that's also a bit of a concern for me, as when that hasn't been triggered, we've had good rallies without that being triggered, but they don't tend to sustain as much as some other rallies. All right, let's get to BNB, which doesn't move in buckets of percentages like some of these other ones, and maybe it's a little bit not entertaining to some people, but this thing is moving into recent highs. And it's a very large market cap token. You have a bit more confidence trading in BNB than you do something a lot smaller in terms of volatility, at least. But this is in the firm grips of an uptrend. 307.90 is a small cut pattern here, moved out of this channel right there, and it's been fairly consistent. Again, volume not very heavy. In some of the mid cap alts, you are getting some heavy volume, but they're not stepping into these large caps quite yet. I think we will rotate into that though. But on the smaller time frame, on the 2 hour, right now we're sitting lower, kind of on this trend line here at the 349.60. I think this is a pretty good risk reward entry for a trade, especially a longer term swing trade. You got about a 1.75 to 2% stop loss here, which I think is a really good place to be. And then, as long as we don't undercut, obviously, then you can go back up. And we've already had quite a bit of history at this level, this 349. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attempts, maybe 7 attempts to go under. This level should hold. We're also getting early signs of accumulation, what I call pocket pivots. Actually, it's not me. Other traders call it pocket pivots. But right here is a pocket pivot in the previous 2 hour bar. So we're in a good spot. I actually really like what BNB is doing here. Excellent price action. You can also take another cue with a declining trend line across here. And actually, we're starting to change that momentum here just a little bit. Going sideways through the trend line will eventually curl back up. But this is I think this is good, and that's the one I wanted to show you guys today. All right, well, let me know what you want to see down in the comments below. If you have any other tokens you'd like me to look at, I can glance at them for you in the next video, and that will be tomorrow. And I will see you then, ladies and gentlemen, on Altcoin Buzz Trading.